Welcome to EasyEuge, the channel to help you to learn maths super easy, super fast. And in this video, we are going to cover basic division. So we're going to cover how to divide numbers and particularly how to deal when there's bits of numbers left over. They're called remainders. So we're going to cover basic division and division with remainders in this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click like on this video. And make sure that you watch all the way through to the end for question of the day. Let's get started with some basic division. So before we get started, I'd like to introduce some symbols and to show you what division looks like. So we have a question here, 8 divided by 2. Now I know some of you already know what the answer is, but it can also be written down as 8 and this funny symbol, 2. So that symbol is a straight line with a dot above and below the line. So that's a new symbol. That is the symbol for divide. So whenever you see something written down like this just means 8 divided by 2. Okay, I'd like to introduce another symbol, and that's this peculiar shape here. And some people say it looks like a bus stop. So all the people would go in and stand under the bus stop and wait for the bus to arrive. And it's also called bus stop division. Okay, so the number that we are dividing goes within this shape, within the bus stop. And that's the number 8, isn't it? Because we are taking 8 and we are dividing it by 2. So let's put the number 8 right in there. So that's called the dividend. That's the number we are dividing up. The number that we are dividing by goes out here. And that's the number 2. So let's put the 2 outside. And that's called the divisor. Okay, so you have your dividend, the number you're dividing up, your divisor, which is the number you are dividing by, and where does your answer go? So your answer goes up here on the top. Okay, let's check it out. What is 8 divided by 2? So how many times will 2 go into the number 8? And the answer's 4. So we put the answer on the top. So that's the question finished. There's a way to check this. This is the long way. Let's take the number 4. We'll multiply 4 by 2 and the answer is 8. And if we take 8 from 8, we'll draw our answer line. We get 0. Okay, this is one method of doing division. And let me show you division again without this part. So let's take the number 8 again. We'll put the number 8 in the bus stop. And we're going to divide by the number 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. And we know that 2 4s are 8. So there's nothing left to do. Okay, so basic division, we can do our division over here and then do a check by multiplying the answer by the divisor to make sure that we have nothing left over. So we had nothing left over here. We had no remainder. And over here, we just did this in our head. We took the number 8, we divided it by 2. We got the answer 4, which goes up here. And then 2 4s are 8. And there's no remainder. There's nothing left over after the calculation. Let's take a look at 8 divided by 2 using some Lego. Okay, I've got 8 blocks of Lego here. 2 green, 2 red, 2 yellow and 2 blue. I'm going to divide those 8 blocks of Lego between 2 people. So let me introduce some friends of mine. So we've got a little person over here and another little person who we put over here. So my challenge is to divide these 8 blocks of Lego between 2 people. So this is exactly what we did in our last question. 8 divided by 2. 8 blocks of Lego divided between 2 people. So you can see what the answer is. You can see very clearly, well, the person on the left, if I give this person 1, and I'll give this person 1, okay, I have 6 left over. I'll give this person another 1, and this person another 1. I have 4 left over, and I'll keep going until I divide up all of my 8 blocks of Lego between these 2 people. Okay, so I've taken my 8 blocks of Lego and each person got 4 and there's none left over. So the remainder is 0. So let's do the same question again. Let's take all these 8 blocks of Lego back. Okay, and let's introduce another person. Person number 3. I'm going to divide these 8 blocks between 3 people. So how would I do that? Let's get started. I'll give a block to the first person, a block to the second person, a block to the third person. I'll keep going. I'll give another block to this person, a block to this person, and a block to this person. Uh-oh, I think I've ran out of blocks, but I only had 8. So when I was dividing my 8 between 3 people, they only got 2 each, but I've 2 left over. I have a remainder of 2. I can't divide these 2 blocks between 3 people, so I'll just have to keep these as a remainder. So the answer to 8 divided by 3 people is 2 each with a remainder of 2. Let's take a look at that 8 divided by 3 again when we write it down as a question. So here we have 8 divided by 3, just like we did with the Lego blocks and the Lego people. And it's also written down as 8, and there's your new divide symbol, 8 divided by 3. So let's get started. So let's write down the number 8 that we're dividing up, and we are dividing it by the number 3. So how many times does 3 go into the number 8? 3 will go into the number 8 2 times, won't it? These 2 3s are 6. So we'll write the answer on the top, 2. Okay. But 2 3s are 6. So let's write 6 down here. So this is our check, and we'll subtract. 8 take away the 6, and we'll draw our answer line is 2. Okay, and we have 2 left over. So 3 divided into 8 2 full times with a remainder of 2. Okay, so 8 divided between 3 people. Each person got 2 blocks of Lego, but there was 2 blocks of Lego remaining. Let's write that down a slightly different way. Let's take the number 8, okay, and we will divide it by 3. So this is your 8 blocks of Lego divided by 3 people. How many will each person get? So 3 into 8, how many times can you put the number 3 into 8? You can put it in a full 2 times. So that will go in 2 times. 2 3s are 6, and there's 2 left over. There's a remainder of 2. So we write that as remainder R, 2. And all this means is the answer to the question, because the answer goes above the line, the answer to this question is each person gets 2 and there is a remainder of 2 left, like we just saw with the Lego blocks. The next level up is to take a larger number and divide it by a smaller number. So here we have the question 22 divided by 4, and as you know by now, it's also written down as 22 divided by 4. So let's write it down. We'll put 22, that's the number we're dividing up, and we're dividing it by 4. Now, let's get into this one. How many times will the number 4 go into the number 2? And it doesn't actually. The number 4 can't fit into the number 2. So we don't put anything up here. The answer is 0. Okay. Now we have to move over. So we haven't finished with this 2. So the number now is 22, 22. How many times will 4 go into 22? Now you need to use your multiplication tables for this one. I know 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 4 3s are 12, 4 4s are 16, I'm getting close to the 20, 4 5s are 20, so that brings me quite close to 20. Right, so if I put a 5 up here in the answer area, 4 5s bring me right up to 20, and that's nice and close to the 22. So what do we do next? Well, I know that 5 4s are 20, and we write that down. And when we do our subtraction to find out if we have a remainder, 22 take away 20 is 2, or 2 take away 0 is 2, 2 take away 2 is 0. So the answer to this question, 22 divided by 4, is 5. It goes in 5 full times, and there's a remainder of 2. So let me show you that again with the bus stop division method. Let's write down the number 22, and we will divide by the number 4. Okay. How many times will the number 4 go into the number 2? Well, it doesn't. So that's blank. We'll leave it up there as a blank. So let's move over and pick up the next number. This becomes 22. How many times will 4 go into the number 22? Now we know that 5 4s are 20, and that brings us as close to 22 as possible. So we'll write down the answer 5 up here. 5 4s are 20. 20 is 2 away from 22, so there is a remainder of 2. Okay, you can write your answers this way, or you can write your answers this way. So I've done it with 2 different methods, so whichever you're learning at home or at school, you choose whichever method that you find the easiest, or whichever method you're learning at school or at home. And here we have question of the day, and for you all at home it is 35 divided by 8. Give this a try. So how many times will the number 8 go into 35? Now there's a clue here. 8 doesn't go into 35 by a whole number, so there might be a remainder. There might be something left over. So give it a try, and when you work out your answer, leave your answer in the comments, and I'm looking forward to seeing what answer you got and how you got on. So good luck, everybody.